City Council's decision to reduce the required parking spots in higher density housing developments may have backfired, prompting a push to now double the minimum number of spaces. With more, here's Daryl Newcombe.
London's building boom has produced higher density developments right across the city, but the deputy mayor believes some don't have enough parking for their residents.
What we are seeing is development is starting to rely on on-street parking as the solution to how we're going to park cars for people living in these units.
Lewis believes City Hall's minimum parking requirement for most higher density developments is too low by requiring just one spot for every 2 units. He intends to bring forward a motion that would double the minimum number of parking spaces for planning approval.
On high density developments, going back to a 1-to-1 ratio, with the exception of where we're right on the rapid transit corridor or where we're doing affordable housing.
However, Climate Action London points to the city's mobility master plan and its target to reduce the percentage of trips by automobile over the coming decades.
If City Council is not approving transit upgrades or funding for transit, then there's of course going to be conflict in the neighborhood because they aren't giving people the option that they want.
It was just back in the summer of 2022 when Lewis was among the members of City Council who voted to reduce minimum parking standards to their current levels. The intent at the time was to let the market decide how much parking developers include with their higher density buildings.
It wasn't intended to be a cost-saving measure for them. It was intended to not create more parking than we needed, but what we're seeing is we're not creating enough parking for people in the residential spaces we're creating.
Climate Action London asserts that there's a growing market for units without parking, especially among young adults.
We're trying to make housing more affordable, so adding that extra parking makes things more expensive.
But Lewis believes insufficient parking is making the remaining units in some buildings harder to occupy.
Somebody who needs that car to get to and from work every day is not going to rent that apartment if they don't know where they're going to park. So it is creating a bit of an issue in the market, and I think it is contributing to the vacancy rates.
Lewis will bring forward a motion to a future meeting of the Planning and Environment Committee. Daryl Newcombe, CTV News.